From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Welcome back to Around Foxborough. My name is Julie Love. I'm your host. Thank you so much for tuning in. We enjoy having you on our show. Today we have a guest who's going to talk about a lot of different things. So without further ado, let's invite our guest. Michael, welcome to Around Foxborough today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I truly do. Um, all that you've done for the community everywhere, I appreciate that as well.
Great. So Michael, can you tell us who you are, your full name, and then what you do?
Yeah, my name is Michael Nunes. I'm a small transportation business owner. The company name is Dad's Delivery Outdoor Services. We do local and national moves and piece by piece furniture move throughout the whole country. I also practice real estate part time, and I am involved with my local politics in the city of Brockton, which I also ran for council at large last election in Brockton.
Great, thank you so much. So, Michael, can you tell us how we can find out your business, how people can connect with you?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's Dad's Delivery Outdoor Services. You can find that right on Facebook. And I have an email. You can email the company to deliveryoutdoorservices@gmail.com. They can find me that way. Or you can also just send me a text through my phone number, 774-581-1533. And I always answer.
Okay, great. So, can you tell us how you started this business?
Well, I've been in, furniture moving for quite a while now, I think 10, 11 years. And I just decided, if I'm doing it for someone else, I could do it for myself and make more money. So that's where I really started. I started before COVID, 2 years before COVID. COVID did take a big toll on my company. I actually had to shut down for a while since I did do household move with furniture in the beginning, and we was not allowed to enter to people's homes. So I had to pause my company, and now I'm just getting it back started, rocking and rolling here. So I'm trying to build the company. Maybe one day it'll be a few trucks, several trucks, whatever it is. Right now, I do only operate with one truck, but I'd still make, decent amount of wages.
Yes. So you were working for somebody, but you decided to do it on your own at one point. How did it? How did that thought come?
That thought came because I understood the process first. I did some research and understood how very simple it is to open a business. Actually, with a transportation company, it's not that expensive. You can finance the truck, down payments, the insurance, and all that. That's the expensive part. But other than that, you know, EIN number is free. The state, you pay $550, and your business is already open at that point. And MC DOT number, another $300. So to start a business, well, from the state perspective, it's about $800 to $900, and most people have that right away after one paycheck to start their company. So I figured, why not give it a shot? It's a great risk to take.
And how did you feel after you starting your own company versus working for somebody else?
It was great. I didn't have to answer to no one. I make my own schedule, and I keep 100% all the money that I made. Moving someone or helping someone else move. Rather than that. But like I said, starting a business is easy. The hard part is maintaining the business and keeping up with all the expense and all the bills and everything else that comes with it.
And then how did you get into politics?
Well, so like I said, in Brockton, born and raised. My parents did come from the Cape Verde Islands, and I grew up in Brockton my whole life. I'm 30 years old now, and honestly, I didn't see nothing change. Well, a little change here, but not significant that it it made me think that it's better if I run with my expertise and my opinions. I think my ideas are real awesome for the city, and it won't just help me, but it'll help every resident in the city. So I thought, why not run and bring my opinion to the tables and try to make a change for everyone that lives in the city.
So how did it go?
I ran for Ward 7 first, the little ward in our city, um, 4 years ago. So 2 elections ago, I ran for Ward 7. That I just looked at it more of a practice run to see how everything is done, pulling the nomination papers, submitting nomination papers, knocking on doors. I mean, I enjoyed it. I always make sure I have fun when I run for these candidate positions. Then last election, I ran for at large, which serves the entire city of Brockton rather than just a ward. Unfortunately, I did not make it in either election. I didn't go through, but always made it to primary, so that's a good part. But I do hope I do run again, which I'm really looking forward to it.
So were you always into politics growing up?
I was not directly into politics, but I always had my opinions of the policies that are made in this country or in this city or in the state. When I was younger, I always told myself maybe I should be mayor of Brockton one day. That was when I was like 14, 15, teenage years. So you had to start somewhere. So I wanted to start small with the ward, with the councilor position. And maybe one day when I'm much older, I could run for mayor of Brockton.
Also, you do real estate. You mentioned a little bit.
Yeah, so I do real estate part time. That's not my main focus. My main focus is my company, especially now I'm trying to get it back on after COVID. I do real estate part time. I try to help people out. For me, it's not about the money, it's just making sure that someone gets the right house, the right property, commercial or residential. And, I do rentals and I do purchasing of residential as well. I just want to make sure that it's in the best interest for that person that's getting the property.
Great. So I want to ask a different question. So to our audience, I met Michael at a very special event a couple weeks ago. It was for Love Life Now Foundation, and it was started by Lavon Gordon, who is 2 times domestic violence survivor, and she had a gala, and then Michael was one of the guest speaker. Michael, will you tell our audience what the event was about and why you were the guest speaker for the event?
So the event is basically it's for men against domestic violence. We have to use our voice as men to prevent females or women getting into these relationships that are no good for them, to prevent them from being abused vocally or verbally. So I was a guest speaker on behalf of my cousin Larissa Barrows. Larissa Barrows was murdered by her ex in Florida 2 weeks before graduating in prom. She was going to FSU, Florida State University. She had a 4.5 GPA, and she was just on the right path. She wanted to be a doctor in the future, but unfortunately, her life was taken from her ex. So I just went. I thought, I keep Larissa's name alive until, as long as I can, and also make sure that other men are aware of these bad men and speak out on behalf of the woman, and to show that woman they're not alone. They shouldn't be afraid of speaking out or getting away from these relationships, and don't fall for the lies, and don't think that when a guy told you sorry 1 or 2 times, it's not going to change.
And I'm very sorry to hear about the loss of your cousin. And that event, there are two other men who lost their family members due to the domestic violence.
Yeah.
And I was there listening to the speeches, and then yours really stood out as well. Now, how close were you with your cousin?
So our family, we are all close. Family's family. But Larissa did move to Florida when she was about 3, 4 years old. So our communication was really cut off. As a teenager, me growing up, I just my head, I wouldn't call people as much and stuff like that. Try to stay in contact. But after that happened, I tried to stay in contact with all my family members. And I think honestly, that's what made it worse for me is because I didn't stay in contact with Larissa, and I felt like I lost a chance to build a big relationship with Larissa. And as soon as she was taken, that I realized like, wow, I haven't talked to her for a while. I mean, the last time we spoke and before she passed, I think was like almost a year. So that really hurt me more.
Yeah, I am very sorry to hear that. And then, what did you think of the event after you were a guest speaker and listening to other men as well?
I mean, Love Renard always does a great job on all the events she holds. That event was very inspiring. I shared on my Facebook page, make sure that other people that follow me, my followers, and they know what I'm about, that I don't, you know, stand with them if they ever do anything like that. Um, I don't have friends that abuse women. I'm not part of that. I speak out for a woman that are afraid to speak out. But that event was really inspiring, not to me, but to others that follow me. I got people messaging me privately, congratulating me and stuff. But that's what I tell them. I don't take that as congratulations. I take that just to make you guys aware of the situation that goes on in this world. Because it's a very serious thing. 1 in 4 women are affected by domestic violence. So that's a big issue that has to be changed around.
Yes, and then Love Life Now Foundation does a great job. And then I was very impressed at one point. Um, Antonio, one of the board members, asked all the men to come to the stage area and had a pledge, and it was very moving. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I heard that pledge before, but it was my first time being standing up in that pledge. So I really love that part. Make sure that people out there, male or female, realize that we are aware of the situation, and we're here to make a change to make sure that domestic violence, ends. Because we can't afford any woman being murdered or hurt or just abused by their ex or lover.
Do you have any advice for, especially men, when you see the situation that women are in, that how to prevent it or how to help get out of the situation? Like you said, you don't have those friends, and if you see or hear, what's the best advice?
Um, I tell women, don't, especially the women, don't be afraid to speak up, um, because there are men here like myself, plenty of men that are against domestic violence. We don't support that any cause at all. And for the women, they should just, I know it's hard to say, but just leave. It's probably hard to to do. It's easy to say, but honestly, just leave. There's help and support out there, especially with my company coming up and starting again. I'm going to provide service to women in this situation, where I will move them 100% for free to anywhere in the country that they would like to move. Um, because if I could save one life, that'd be great. But obviously, we would like to save everyone's life in a situation like this.
It's very tough topic, and domestic violence. I'm a survivor myself, and then when you are in the situation and then brainwashing and then controlling, I'm sure your cousin, as smart as she was, but the perpetrator had a way to really brainwash her to the situation where she felt trapped, that she felt maybe there was no voice, there was no help. Um, it's really serious issue, and again, I was very inspired by your speech and the fact that you were able to advocate for her and for other victims, and it was very vulnerable and then brave.
Yeah, my cousin, she tried to leave. Actually, she did leave the relationship, but he just kept coming back. Like I said, there was not dating at that time. He would just, you know, aggravating, stalking her. Um, went to her school after he left that school from graduating. Went to her school and set her car on fire and popped the tires. They went to court, but the judge, honestly, the judge there, no offense to the whole court system there, but that one judge in particular, it was really awful. He was really awful on his job. If it was up to me, I'll send a complaint in on him because the remarks that he said when my cousin was in that courtroom was very unacceptable. Say that he blamed my cousin, which she now passed away, for creating all this drama in his words. She's just creating drama.
That is just so heartbreaking. I am speechless
Yeah.
about what could have prevented for her life and then her future.
Yeah, it's sad because, you know, she tried so hard escaping. She wanted to move up northern Florida, but it was so hard because they had a child together and the judge didn't allow it because, they have a kid together. So you can't just get up and move with the kid. Um, but that's what really stopped her from moving it as soon as possible. So she's trying to get the court system to help her. And unfortunately, she didn't have enough time. She didn't, she was killed in her house.
Yes, I'm so sorry. And then the other speakers as well, they had lost their female family members. And then
Yeah,
again, this event was very unique to me because a lot of times women who are the victim or survivor of domestic violence come up and then speak out, but I I've actually not seen many men come out and come forward and then uh, be ally for the victims of domestic violence and then be an advocate for them, and that was very special to me.
yeah. I enjoyed seeing the other two men there as well. Their story is just as devastating. One lost his mother, you know, um, from her her then boyfriend, and the other one lost a sister, 27 years old. Just devastating.
Yes, absolutely. So you mentioned that you might want to help move some of the domestic violence victims. So are you working with Loban's organization or just word of mouth? Have you done that before, or it's gonna be future?
The moving domestic violence, people that are abused with domestic violence. This is just up and come starting. When my business right now is going to be on and rolling maybe the next 2 weeks. Um, just waiting for the registry motor vehicle to get my appointment so I can register this truck. Um, but after that, yeah, I'm going to contact Laverne and let her know about, if she has anybody that needs to move. I'm here 100% service free. Um, and I help Laverne with Brown Bag Foundation. Whatever I can help her with, I do. So I always try to stay involved in any organization with domestic violence.
Yeah, that is very great. Um, very generous of you to help um, the victims. And what are your other passions beside starting your company and real estate and then politics? Do you have any other hobbies or anything that you're passionate about?
For the most part, those are my three passion things. I really can't think of top of my head what I do. Honestly, my my hobby list, I don't think I have any. I'm always busy with everything else. So I mean, I play sports here and there, but I'm not no good at it. So I just do it part. Blue moon. I play basketball or whatever, soccer. But other than that, I just stay busy with the business, real estate, and the politics.
So, what is your vision and then goal, maybe short term and long term?
Well, my vision for my business, I want to have my own warehouse space, couple of dock doors, couple of trucks. Stay busy 24/7, 7 days a week running my truck. I do plan on purchasing multiple properties from myself as an investment, and maybe we'll see where that goes. I can even provide, once I'm wealthy enough, I could probably provide housing from some domestic violence victims, and hopefully everything goes well on my end where I'm able to do that. Uh, but I'm always going to stay involved no matter what with Leverance Foundation or any other foundation that needs my assistance with domestic violence because I think it's a major issue. But honestly, before my cousin passed away, I didn't realize how big of issue domestic violence was. I was ignorant to the facts, but now that happened, I realized it's a such big, huge situation that we're all amongst.
Unfortunately, yeah, I really hope that there is a end to this violence and negativities, but it's very difficult to break the cycle. And unfortunately, when those happens, some people are really trapped where they don't know the resources and the organization like Lovan's organization, Love Life Now Foundation, who actually came to our show as well, are very crucial to these victims, but also the community partners such as yourself who are trying to help not just um, the Love Life Now, but at large as a community. I think it's important. So when you run next time for the politics, what is your main focus for a social justice and change?
So for the social justice change in Brockton, police presence. I know a lot of people want to defund the police. As an African American, Cape Verdean, um, I think we need a public safety is the number one priority in any city. If we have more police presence and activities and police getting involved with the community, show them that it's not what they think they are. They're here to protect us. At the end of the day, they're here to protect the good citizens and take the bad ones away, like the ones that abuse women, abuse children, the one that steal from the hardworking families, the one that murders families. We need our police presence in the city to make sure that it's a safe city to live in, and we got to make sure that they're not falsely arresting the wrong people as well. We got to make sure that people are not charged with these crimes that they never committed because it happens just in the city as well. There's actually a guy named just Jamie Rezendi that is his appeals coming up um, this Thursday, I believe, on the 7th, and he's trying to get out of jail for some crime that he did not commit. So I stay active with that organization, BIC, Brockton Interfaith Community, and the DARCA uh, to get involved and make sure that this doesn't happen again to anyone in the city.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. And I truly appreciate you coming to around Foxborough today and then giving us really great conversation. and your company, your mission, and your experience. Unfortunately, we're deeply sorry for the loss of your cousin. And after the fact that you're really trying to help other people, and that's really admirable. So please keep continue your effort and then help other people when you can.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Could express my views and my thoughts. So I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
So Michael, before we finish our show, can you tell our audience your last word?
Yeah, my last word is to make sure that everyone out there, woman or female, to stay active in the community. You can complain, but if you don't vote, nothing will change. So that goes with everything. It goes with your city streets, your school, police, fire, and even domestic violence. We have people, our mayor is very involved with domestic violence. So we make sure that we have a good mayor that's aware of these domestic violence. Just in the city of Brockton, we actually had a woman killed by her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, about 2, 3 years ago. Don't quote me on that. It's been quite a while, but in our house, shot. So we gotta make sure that people in every city are aware of this stuff.
Well, thank you so much again for coming to our show, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for our audience for tuning in to Around Foxborough again. My name is Julie Love. You can visit our website, fcatv.org, and click on Video on Demand and then watch Around Foxborough for our past shows. And my name is Julie Love. Our executive producer is Michael Weber, and our director is Paul Beck. See you next time.